Do you want to get under 80 in golf? You're probably focusing on trying to hit the ball further, try hit more greens in regulation. You're focusing on the wrong thing. The correct thing is actually getting the ball in play to a good position and analyzing the lie of the ball and then hitting the correct club for the lie of the ball. That is going to be the biggest secret to get you into the 70s. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. The first lie is the tee box. Now the tee, you're allowed to do anything you want here. So you can tee it up, you can bunch the grass up, you can put the ball flat on the surface. From here, you're starting the hole. Start it off the best way possible. I don't want to put this on a tee because when I put it on a tee peg, I go underneath it, I hit it high, and I don't have any control. Now with the ball above my feet, it's automatically going to pull the ball right to left. So what I like to do is aim further right than I normally would and anticipate that ball just drawing in or slight pull. Now this lie is on very dry turf, kind of bare. You can see just beyond the ball, there's a bit of turf over here. On a shot like this, because of the dry ground, it's not going to be lush to take an easy, nice divot. Do you see there? It's very sandy, very firm. If I hit my normal 7-iron from 180, it's not going to work. I'm going to hit a little fat, and if I don't catch it perfectly crisp, it's just not going to reach. So I club up to a 6-iron and try hit a punchy shot. The punchy shot with a 6-iron is determined by the firm ground. It's probably going to move less right to left. If you hit a normal full swing around the slope, it's probably going to draw a lot. I'm going to hit a punchy shot with a 6-iron, and that should reduce some of the draw. So we'll aim it to the right edge of the green, so if it stays straight, it's perfect, and if it does draw, we're next to the pin. Grip down a little because the ball is above my feet. We don't want to hit it fat. If you grip all the way up to the top, generally your big problem is hitting it fatty boom booms. Okay, we're just on the front of the green there. Okay, gangbangers. Here we have a ball on the grass, but it's dry grass, and the turf is very firm, but you've got a short pitch of probably about 20 yards, 25 yards to the hole. It's very scary to take out the sand wedge because you don't have much turf and much room for error. If you hit this a little fat, the bounce of the club is going to bounce off the turf, the sole is going to skid into the equator of the ball, and it's going to teeth the ball over the green. We don't want to try clip it with a pitching wedge. We don't have the skill. We're trying to break 80 here. We're not trying to become pros playing at Augusta. So what I would do here is probably take a hybrid or a 7-iron. I'll play both of those shots for you. The reason we do that is it just takes out a lot of the guesswork on the lie. You want to simplify the shot so that it's just so super bare bones easy that you don't have any doubt over the shot. The first one I'm going to show you is a bump and run with a 7-iron. I'm going to do the toe down chipping. That's a very easy way to get out of tricky lies. Always when you're in a lie you don't understand for chipping, just take out the toe down chipping. You lift the handle up, you try hit it off the toe, and you use your putting grip. This is all you need to know about the lie of the ball, chipping when you don't know what's going on. And that's going to sidle up there just next to the hole. And that's tough because I'm playing on elephant grass, not a nice fine grass like you might have. The next option I show you is the 7 wood. I would normally use a hybrid here, but we can't seem to find it. The 7 wood idea is also like a putt. You don't have to do like toe down, but you just do a normal one. You can do toe down with a hybrid if you want, but it's the same concept. You're just trying to eliminate that chunk and the thin, because if you chunk this, it should be okay, and if you thin it, it should be okay, because the bottom of the club skids through the grass. It's just about getting a good strike and being confidential on the shot. So that's not a bad shot. It's much better than having a double chip or teething it over the green. Just pick the correct club that's going to work with your lie and feel, you want to feel what's happening with the club.
You know, it's like when I get on good lies, I play everything virtually straight faced. The minute I get into something that's like a little weird, just a little, automatically just opens up. But even when I get even on perfect lies like this, I'm always fidgeting. Like I'm always trying to find, is there a little bit of path? Do I feel better with a little bit more out to in with an open face? Do I feel better like square square? Because all I feel is turf interaction. Like I don't care how I do it, but that turf slide interaction with the club, that's what does it for me. It can be in, it can be anything. Like it's just variables of that And all I'm doing here is, until I can get that feel, it could even be like this, it could be a little bit this. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it.
All these thoughts of like technical things that have been put in my brain along the way.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to get all that technical stuff out, to be frank with you.
Most terrible thing I think about is that thing coming in like that.
What I'd like you to do is just ditch it and just understand and feel turf interaction.
That feels okay. Feels like a slidey.
And you just go. There you go. Because that's the reconfirmer. And for me, it's like I could be in the same spot on slight different grain of grass or different length of grass or something. And it feels completely different, even though textbook tells me to do A, B, C. Like how to drive a car, turn your no, you feel it, you're anticipating, there's so much of that going on. So just throw all of that rubbish out of your head and just understand what the head is doing through the turf.
Okay.
That's it. Find a way where it feels good. It can be anything. I don't care. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't hit that shot.
No, yeah, I know.
Okay, this is for me. If I were here, it's just a pitching wedge on the front, roll up.
Which is also a good way to do it as well.
But I go as low as I can because I'm worried about.
Yeah, yeah. But look, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, just thinking around the course. But
yeah.
I'd like to be comfortable in a position where I need a shot.
Yeah.
I can go, okay, my heart's not thumping that I'm gonna kill someone.
Does this help?
Yeah.
By just being creative?
Yeah, I mean,
and
for
feel
me,
it?
I'm an artist anyway. Like I've always been artistic.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for you to. I can say to you, hey Eric, how do I do it? But you're going to show me, and I'm going to. I don't get it. And you can say, feel this. Then I'll go, oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
But if you told me, okay, you have to do that, and then at that position, your face should be like, ooh, I can't play golf.
Yeah.
But if you told me to just feel something, I can play golf.
Yeah. That's your strength. That's the thing that makes you tick. That's how you got to do like all your short game stuff.
So weird. Like I would never hit this shot that floats 80% of the way, ever.
Yeah.
Never ever.
And
it'll always be a pitching wedge, like.
Yeah. Which 100% can work as well.
And I mean, I also like the feeling of that.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. It's like there's so many ways to. Now, look, just for shits and giggles, right? Put it way off your back foot. Hood the club face. Get your hands up a little bit.
Actually, that feels good.
Yeah. That one didn't feel as good, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get all this technical jargon out, all this beautiful textbook stuff. Because to me, it's not textbook.
I didn't think about this.
You've got rid of your 17 swing thoughts that you're talking about.
If I do that.
Look at your turf interaction. That's what I mean.
Nice.
Yes. What matters, can I get it close? Have I got a chance?
Yeah.
Because you can have funky technique with the right interaction through here and the result's fine. Is that wrong? For the purists, it's wrong. Come on, man. Like, look, this is a general thing. Everyone's different. You chip differently, you swing it differently, you draw it, you fade it, you do whatever. It's like, look, this just gives you a rough idea.
We have two balls close to each other, 30 centimeters, 1 foot apart. The one on the left is a lie sitting on the grass, and the one on the right is sitting on some sand. That's the exact same distance to the hole, and despite having the same distance to the hole, both of these lies will play completely different to the other. The ball on the grass is below my feet, and the ball on the sandy part of the turf is also below my feet in equal amounts. On this kind of lie, you can expect the ball to go left to right. You don't want to grip down on this one. I've seen a lot of people grip down on this one. I grip toward the top of the grip. Now, if you do fade the ball, this is going to make the ball fade even more. If you tend to pull or draw the ball, this might just straighten out your ball flight. Because of my swing, sometimes smothering the ball, I go a bit left. Often I play this one like it's a dead straight shot. You have to know your tendency from each of these lies based on the guidelines. If you can do that, you're so far ahead of the game, you're breaking 80 way before Rick Shields does. On a lie, where the ball is sitting up nicely, I can hit a normal shot here without any fear of consequences. We just aim this just left of the pin and hopefully it fades back in. Just a tiny baby fade. That looks like absolute money. Yeah, perfect. On the left edge. Now because this one's on the sand, it's not so nice to take a divot because I clipped that one off the top of the grass. This one I'm not going to be able to. This one is going to be off the hard pan. So on hard pan, I like to take one more club and just hit kind of like a punchy shot. Now because this is lower loft, I find lower loft seems to fade a little more. So while the 6-iron faded just a bit, I think the 5-iron will fade just a bit more. I'm going to hit a punch shot just to get better contact. If I come and play this one like I did here, if I catch it a little thin, it's going to bounce off and I'm going to teeth it and probably end up in a very bad place in the bunker. So we take the 5-iron and I think I'm going to aim it on the same line, but this will be a completely different shot, more like a 3/4 punch shot. And that one worked out even better than the 6-iron. Do you see how two different lies in exactly the same position dictate two different clubs and two different shots? That's how you're getting into the 70s, guaranteed adapting to the lie. Right here is the mowing line. What I mean by that is the mower has pushed the grass toward the hole, making it more slick and slippery, easier to hit the ball. On the way back down, it mows the grass into us, meaning the club will get stuck in the grass, producing those explosive divots instead of the beaver tail. This is a very important concept, especially if you play at the coast. Generally the coastal grasses can be very grainy. This is Bermuda or zoysia, and it can make a very big difference to your shot. You'll see, if I do this, the club slides. If I do this, the club bounces. It bounces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bounces, and in this one, no bounces. Down the grain, you're going to find a standard ball flight slightly lower. See, so we only had maybe 2 parts of a divot there, and then into the grain. Well, let me do another because that was shit. Igning into the grain. So that one broke up a little bit more, and let me show you the difference. You can see the two different kind of divots. This divot was with the grain. You can see the grains of grass have been hit this way and have not resisted and have been clipped. And then over here we have the more explosive divot, and you can see how this grass goes into you and this grass goes into you, and the grain of grass there is like straight up or into you instead of with the shot. Now the lie in the fairway bunker can affect your shot a little bit. Sometimes you get fluffier sand or something that's been raked with the big bunker machine, and it leaves just a little bit of a depression, and there's some like little bits of sand behind the ball. That's second best. The best is where it's been a bit watered and it leaves this very smooth sand, because it's basically a perfect lie. Now from this lie, I know in fairway bunkers, I generally fade the ball. What it is with my swing, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever your tendency is what you have to play. Now I also know in a fairway bunker, generally you have to club up 1. So if this is generally a 9-iron distance, you want to go with an 8-iron. If the wind is into you, then you want to go even higher to a 7-iron. In a fairway bunker, there's no room for ego, only what works. So I'm going to hit an 8-iron from this lie. I think it just generates a little bit more spin, and that's why it seems to go a little bit shorter, plus the fade. So from 145, I normally hit a 9, I hit an 8 from here. And what I do with these lies in a fairway bunker, because it's not really on the turf, I don't like to dig my feet in, because now my feet go below the ball. We don't want that. We want our feet in line with the ball. I mean, as in horizontally. But before the shot here, what I like to do is just lift my chin up just a little bit, so it kind of lifts my swing above the ground compared to normal. And that's all I do. Just lift the chin and hit the shot. So I'll start there, lift the chin. Just a little fader. Yep, just a little fader on the left edge of the green. Now over here, it's kind of similar. It's just not as perfect. So you want to come in a little steeper instead of coming in and touching the sand at the back of the ball. So what I do with this is go the exact same thing. I don't want to dig my feet in. It's not a greenside bunker. So I go in a little steeper, which could mean I tug it left, lift my chin. And that one comes out about the same, baby fade, just on the left side of the green. Don't overthink it. Get the ball out, lift that chin, don't dig your feet in, don't get below the ball, easy game. These balls are on an upslope toward the pin over there. Now this shot is very tricky because you feel like you want to slam the club into the turf, but it never works. What I found is that a lot of people, and me included, want to put a 56 degree there, which you can do, but you want to adjust yourself a little bit to the slope and then hit up the slope, because you can't hit into the turf. That just doesn't work. I've tried so many times. But what happens with a 56 is you're adding like 8 or 9 or 10 degrees of loft, so it's a 66 degree. You have to go very aggressive, which can be very difficult for people to do and has much less control. So what I have here is a 48 degree. So I add 10 degrees of loft. Now it's a 48 to 58 degree. So basically the same shot as that, hitting up the slope, means I can hit the same swing, get a further carry and roll out. Just like that. And that's going to serve you much better than trying to hit into the turf or hit too much loft and then add 10, 12 degrees of loft. You want to just get a lower lofted club and hit up the slope. When the ball is on a ramp, on an upslope, you're going to find that it wants to go a little bit right to left. Now if you combine the ball above your feet and an upslope, it wants to pull double left. So plan for even more right to left movement. So upslope like a ramp toward the hole, going to go higher with a chance of a draw. Ball above your feet, also a chance of a draw. Combine the two, it adds up to more right to left movement. So I always aim just a little bit further right on an upslope shot from my target, and then you should see it come around. What I like to do is just get my shoulders level with the slope. So we're in play perfectly there. Now remember, if you combine that with the ball above your feet, it draws more. But if it's on an upslope with the ball below your feet, it can cancel it out and create a straighter shot. Now let's go for the extreme example, which is not really nice. It's on a downslope off a bare lie and you're quite a far way out. Now I've got a 4-iron here. This is going to slice way more and it's on the downslope, so it's going to tend to go left to right. Let's see what happens. Change my shoulders. So it comes out way low and a little fader, and of course I'm in the water because it's not a shot I should be taking on, just to illustrate the purpose. Now, as well as knowing what club to hit from every lie, part of that is understanding how far the ball goes depending on the shot you've chosen and the lie. That is the key to breaking 80, to get that distance control correct on every single lie. If you can get the ball pin high or in the position you want to miss, you're going to score lower because you know how to assess the lie and hit the ball the correct distance to land it where you need it, either on the green or for an easy chip. Now the flat lie is also very valuable because here we can work out exact distances of how long we hit each club. That's very key to breaking 80. That's going to be a standard distance. We'll measure it from the pin, how many yards behind the pin, and then on the into the grain shot, the exact same club, same golf ball. See how I just dug in there? Sometimes it can feel like you've hit a very bad shot, but actually you've hit a good shot. It's just that the grass has gripped the ball, whereas there the grass didn't, and it slid right through, creating a nice divot. From the fairway, the ball flew the green, so it's gone about 115, 116 with the green ball down the grain, and then 1 yard further into the grain. Could it be that there's lower spin on the into the grain shot? Maybe. But either way, I'll play that rough range of 115 to 120 with my 52 degree. We have to graduate to what that actually means for your game. Let's say you hit a fader, let's say off a standard lie, and then you can adapt it wherever you are. You have to learn to miss the green or hit the green in the right place. So if you're a little bit uncertain, we're in the middle of the fairway here, just for illustrative purposes. You hit a fader, either on a fading lie or you are a fader of the golf ball. we have to aim correctly, because the best way to avoid crappy lies is to hit the ball to where we want to hit it. Now if we hit a fade, the pin is in the middle of the green, a little bit on the right side. We've got tons of space left. If anything, we'll stay short left here to have a flat chip up the green. We don't want to miss too far right, because also crappy lies there. So you want to aim for the shot shape you expect to come, but if it doesn't come and it goes straight, you leave yourself on the green or on the fringe in a nice place. And if you do hit a little fader or a little drawski, it's going to be right where you want it. So if it were me and I hit a fader, let's say we're 150 out, I would be aiming this at the left edge of the green, anticipating my fader. And if it doesn't come, I have an easy chip or a long putt. If it comes, I'm right next to the pin. And it's just as easy as that. I know it looks super simple. I don't play this. This is a woman's hybrid. Now let's say you draw the ball. You want to aim it at the pin here, because the pin's kind of on the right. You don't want to miss it on the right. You want to miss it left. But now because you don't shape it left to right, you don't aim it left. You aim it more toward the pin or to the right side of the green, and then shape it toward the safe side of the green. Your aiming spot changes depending on your shot shape. So with a big draw, I mean, I haven't done this for long. Oh, that's why I'm taking a 48 degree. Give me more loft to create a draw. I'm going to aim this at the pin. So if it goes straight, hey, we're at the pin. If it doesn't go straight, we're on the left. Long putt, easy chip. There we go, just on the front edge, on the left side. That's exactly what we need. Now let's say you know your shot shape. You're just the man. You have a very low dispersion, you're a good iron player, but you're just not picking the right club. Pick the correct club distance. This is 150 yards. I'm just going to hit a standard 9-iron. There's not too much shape on this shot. I'm just going to hit it kind of straight, but because I'm not sure if it's going to fade or draw too much, I'm expecting a straighter ball flight. That's for me. Don't hit phantom shots. Hit your shot shape. Accept your shot shape. I'm going to hit this straight at the middle of the green, and let's see what happens. There we go, center the green, little fade, unexpected, and absolutely money, pin high on the left. Nothing special about that.
So whenever I get into a situation, we have obviously a practice shot. Yeah, so I'm out here and I'm feeling, how is my club and turf interaction between my club and the grass? I'm really looking at how the club reacts with the grass and the turf. And you can just sort of see.
Explodey.
Yeah, it's quite sparse. It looks fluffy and nice. So you're either going to catch it very clean and play it like a normal shot, or if you catch it very slightly heavy. So I read the situation with the grass first before I know what type of shot I'm going to play. Then you've got to relate it back to what you do. Now, are your chip shots clean? Because if they are, you don't have a care in the world. This is going to react normally. But if you are a little bit on the chunky side, then you're in trouble, because this will go short left, if anything. This just grabs and gets stuck, right? So it comes down to the technical side of things. But if I was going to play with this, I'd play it as cleanly as possible with your 58. So instead of having your ball position, let's say it's in the middle, just move it a little ball forward and play it clean. You feel the grab, can't you?
Yeah, for sure. And then it explodes little roots out.
You feel the grab. This is why, but when you're playing it clean, it'll be okay.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, but understanding what that grass is going to do to the ball, what are your chances? Like, everything is just like a balancing thing, right? It's always like, this is the condition, this is what if I do this, this is what's going to happen. If I don't do it well, what's going to happen? You know, so you've got to understand your good and your bads. And then once you've got that, it's like, okay. Then you can judge. Because I think you go up there, first things first, your brain's already like, it's not going to work. And then you're not thinking about, what do I need to do to hit that shot? Your brain's sort of going the other way. It's like, I'm in trouble.
Yep.
It's not, this is what I'm going to do to hit that shot to get that result. Understanding what the grass is going to do on a clean shot versus a chunk shot, that's like half the battle. Because once you've got clarity on that, then it becomes like, okay, well, that's all I need to do. So this is your tester. You're feeling what the grass does. Now this is experienced memories right now. All right, it's like, okay, that feeling of type of grass and condition with this type of shot. So it's just like put it in your memory banks. So when you get into this situation again, it's like, okay, cruising. I know what's going to happen. This is the thing, it's such a massive part of golf. You talk to any pro golfer, that's like before they're getting up, they're reading things. So here we've got a situation, and this is really a thinking man's process, right? So we're hitting on to a downhill slope, all the way feeding down towards the hole. I like to plan and try and execute my plan, all right? What I'm trying to say here is when I'm going downhill, if I'm left short and I've got to hit a downhill putt sliding into the hole, I get quite tentative, and I think every player on earth does. I always would prefer to be below the hole and even further away from the hole than heading downhill, downhill, down grain, cross grain, whatever. I would rather have a 5, 6, 7 footer going uphill relatively straightforward. I just feel like I would have more chances, and I'm quite positive with my stroke. That downhill slider is quite scary. Trying to be a little past the hole. I'm reading, I'm feeling through my feet, I'm seeing where I could land it, how it's going to release. You know, I've got the 58 here, which is going to be a little softer flight. You know, probably land it somewhere around here, this region. And let's let it feed out towards and past the hole, hopefully. So, as you can see after that, yeah, the first one got away with it a little bit. You know, that's a great leave, but the main thing is that I've planned it, it's executed all right. I've got 3-4 feet left, straight uphill, you know, sorry, 4 feet, and I'm more than happy with that. You know, that to me is a lot more comfortable than me standing up through here. Cross hill, side hill, down slope. I miss it, I hit the high side, bang, I'm another 4 or 5 feet. Give yourself a good chance. Technically, it should be one of the easier shots in golf, but it's not. I don't think people have enough idea of what strikes the sand, what's making that ball come out. You know, and I think if people actually had that idea, that you don't actually hit the golf ball. The golf ball's sitting on there. So let's say this is your imaginary line, ball sitting on the heel, 60-70% forward, depending on you, into your left knee, with your toes really trying to like squeeze into the sand. And all you're trying to do is just sink so that your angles of your club can also sink. And that flattens it out. All right, so if we can do that, really good chance, as long as you commit to the shot. So as we've got this, hold your weight into your left knee. So you can sort of see the weight stays forward. It almost feels like, your weight almost comes out. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. This is a club, or this is a shot that you never let this slow down too much, the head. So I don't want you to go. All right, this is a club that is going to continue its momentum forward. So ball position, pressure, weight forward, sink into the ground. You may want to feel like you're further away from it, if that's more comfortable. That's the best shot you've hit all year.
Probably the best one in my life.
Good, so ball position, pressure, weight forward. Oh, how good's that?
Well, I haven't hit 2 bunker shots like that in the last year. Are we opening the club face?
Yes, 100%, yes.
So when we open the club face, Are we laying it down, for example, and gripping it?
Yes, that's the best way, yes.
We're not.
No. Exactly right. That's trouble.
We're opening it and then gripping it normal way while it's open.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's basically where you've got like a washout area where you've had a lot of heavy rain, all the sand's sort of come back in, it's clogged out, there's no aeration in the sand, so it's compacted. There's very little sand underneath, and it's just compact sand, like tight, right? So we just call this a washout area. Basically, the way I play this almost like a half chip, half bunker shot, if that makes sense. Because the sand is quite firm, I don't take a large swing and I don't try to create as much momentum or force through the shot. All right, so this is a lot more like a chip shot. So you can play this with a relatively squarish face. Your feet doesn't have to be big. Slightly bigger than a chip shot, slightly smaller than a bunker shot. Something in between. You can see the ball position is kind of running through, not like a driver, not like a chip shot. Balance. You don't have to be 70% forward. It's just very, very minor. You might be like 55%. Right? And all you're trying to do from here is just hit a normal chip shot. You want to experiment? Have you done this before?
Never.
Neither have I. 15 years. So we'll soon find out.
Geez, look at that grip. What a gripper. That's
Now
like
show me your chipping stance. So just a little wider than that. There you go.
Okay.
That's good. Ball slightly forward of center. And your weight pressure is like very, very marginally on the left.
60% I can
Yeah,
feel.
okay, that's fine.
And square face.
Yep.
And then am I
Just like a chip shot.
just like a chip shot? And entering the sand early.
Yes, yeah, just
Okay.
just a little. There you go. Great.
Beauty.
You
And we
can
have-
see how simple it can be.
Okay, a little wider than a chip shot.
Yep. Beautiful.
Square face.
Exactly.
60% left.
Yes, sir.
Less wrist.
Yes. It's beautiful. Great contact, right?
Wow, I like that a lot.
I would say as long as it's like compact sand, wet sand is another one. As long as you don't have a lot of sand underneath the ball. You know, so the tighter the lie or the more compact the lie, this is how you play it.
Okay.
You know, so you're in a situation where you've got such a small sliver to run through. And it's something that even the top level pros would be like, let me think about this. Is it worth the risk? You know, and it's like, look, majority of them at their skill level, with their swings and their face presentation so finely tuned that they can start the ball very, very close to the intended target line or where they're aiming at. For average Joe Blow chopper, maybe 1 in 30, right? Let's say 1
Okay.
in 30. But is it really worth the risk? No. Why not aim a little further left? You've got a huge area here. You can pitch it out onto the fairway. Get it out there. Nice flat area. You got 100 yards in. There's a chance that you're going to hit the green, hopefully 2-putt, walk away with bogey. Okay, be done with it. You've got to be able to read grass. All right, you've got to be able to read conditions and understand what's going to happen to the golf ball from this. It's like you can keep it pretty darn simple. You've got something that's a little bit like sitting down, a bit sunken down, a little bit more grass behind the ball. Obviously the club face is the grass is going to get caught between the club face and the golf ball. So it should take off quite a lot of spin. All right, then you've got a cleaner shot, which is also like, even though it is rough, it's light rough. It's low mown grass. You don't have the wispiness there. This is going to react a little bit more like a fairway. I'm looking at this thinking, okay, you're going to get very little spin out of this. You're going to get a lot more spin out of that.
Okay.
And you're going to have even more spin out of the fairway. You know, so you've got 3 different scenarios. Ball flight's going to be completely different. All right, assuming you catch it pretty good, right?
Gangbangers, that's how you do it. That's how you break 80. You know the lie. You know the way your club reacts off that lie. You know what shot to hit from that lie, the shot shape, and you aim for your shot shape. That's how you break 80. Do you want to see how else to break 80? Check out this video on the 666 sub 80 system of Golf Sidekick. If you need any help with putting or chipping, check in the link in the description below. It's all there. Come on, break 80 this season or don't.